decide to snoop dog last week and talk to him about Crawford and Canelo, and he said, you know, I got bust and run.
Yeah, I've seen that. I've seen that. Everybody that.
Terence Crawford's trainer has officially confirmed the fight between Terence Crawford and Canelo Álvarez. Reports from various sources align, indicating no discrepancies in the details surrounding this announcement.
Everybody that believes in hardcore boxing fans, they know Crawford can beat Canelo, just like they knew Bud was going to beat Spence. This is real simple.
Brian McIntyre, Terence Crawford's trainer, revealed that the anticipated fight is being planned for one of Canelo Álvarez's two favorite fighting seasons, the Cinco de Mayo weekend or Mexican Independence Day. Initially proposed at 154 obs, the idea of Crawford moving up to 168 obs to face Álvarez raises intriguing questions about the matchup. According to McIntyre, preparations are already underway to align the event with the Cinco de Mayo celebration. All parties involved are actively working to bring the fight to fruition, aiming to deliver a massive payday for both fighters and create the blockbuster bout boxing fans are eager to see. McIntyre, who has guided Crawford to world titles across 4 weight divisions, is hopeful he can lead his fighter to success in what could be the biggest challenge of his career against Canelo Álvarez.
That was at 154 pounds. When you look at that fight, what is in your mind if you think about the concept of him fighting Canelo Álvarez at 168 pounds?
She really get the legs in some shape, man, because I've moved.
Terence Crawford, who became the champion at 154 obs after defeating Israel Madrimov, is now setting his sights on a showdown with Mexican icon Canelo Álvarez. While Crawford has achieved numerous milestones in his career, a victory over Canelo would undoubtedly be his greatest accomplishment. Canelo, the reigning super middleweight world champion, has suffered only 2 losses, one to Dmitry Bivol and the other to Floyd Mayweather. Crawford's trainer, Brian McIntyre, plans to analyze Canelo's bout against Bivol closely if the fight materializes. He made Canelo move his feet, and that's the fight I would go back and watch, McIntyre stated during an appearance on the Luke Thomas YouTube channel.
Get them legs in some shape. Make sure the legs are in good shape because you have to side movement.
Is that a fight you would recommend for him?
Canelo 2-1 believes that Terence Crawford's name has made it onto the short list of potential opponents for Mexican superstar Canelo Álvarez, following months of media buzz surrounding the anticipated clash. World Boxing News reports that Turkey Al Sheikh could sponsor the event as part of the Riyadh Season USA showcase, with plans to stage it in Las Vegas. If confirmed, this super fight would mark Al Sheikh's first involvement in a headliner hosted in what many fans consider the boxing capital of the world. Al Sheikh reportedly prioritized making Canelo versus Crawford happen in 2024, following his connection with Crawford for the latter's obvious victory over Israel Madrimov. However, after a period of frustration with negotiations, the Saudi chairman appeared to have taken a step back from the endeavor.
Like Ali Sheikh say that he sent you an offer, possibly to face Crawford for coming up here. Is that true, or what happened with that?
No, I don't.
Just wrapped up. In a key meeting with his team to plan upcoming fights for 2024 and 2025, Turkey Al Sheikh announced his decision to move away from pursuing the Canelo Álvarez fight. I decided to disregard the Canelo fight as I don't want it anymore, Al Sheikh stated. Instead, I will focus on the US market with bigger fights, especially for the legend Crawford. However, that stance appears to have shifted as momentum for a Canelo versus Crawford bout is building once again. Speaking on Asterisk, the Porter Way podcast Asterisk, Crawford shared his thoughts on Canelo's dismissive attitude toward the potential fight. I heard Canelo say I'm easy work, Crawford said to former opponent Sean Porter. If it were easy work, you take all that money Al Sheikh is offering you.
And hardcore boxing fans, they know Crawford can beat Canelo, just like they knew Bud was going to beat Spence.
Despite Canelo Álvarez labeling him as easy work, Terence Crawford pointed out the hefty demands for a potential fight. He wants $200 million for Benavidez and $150 million for me. That just shows me I'm a threat to him and his legacy, Crawford remarked. Kenneth Sims Jr., Crawford's sparring partner, shared his thoughts on the matchup in an exclusive interview with World Boxing News. Sims expressed confidence in Crawford's chances, saying, "I'd like to see the Canelo fight. I've seen him in the ring with much bigger guys, and I believe he can get the win."
Look, I'm 100% focused on this fight, and then
Currently, Terence Crawford tops the shortlist of potential opponents for Canelo Álvarez, with names like David Benavidez and Jermell Charlo seemingly out of the running for now. A rematch with Dmitry Bivol is also a consideration, especially if Bivol can avenge his loss to Artur Beterbiev and unify the light heavyweight belts at 175 kilos. However, with Canelo's Cinco de Mayo plans often solidified by that time, a Bivol rematch could be revisited in September if he emerges victorious against Beterbiev on February 22nd. Adding to the buzz, Canelo Álvarez has hinted at his willingness to face Crawford, sparking excitement over what could be one of the most anticipated matchups in boxing. This potential showdown would pit two elite fighters at the pinnacle of their careers against each other. Canelo, the undisputed super middleweight champion, has showcased dominance in his division with his blend of power and precision. Meanwhile, Crawford, widely regarded as one of the most skilled fighters of this era, brings technical brilliance and strategic intelligence that have propelled him to the top of the pound-for-pound rankings. In an interview with Sway's Universe Canelo expressed openness to the fight. "I'm in, why not? Don't get me wrong, he's a great fighter. But for me, in my weight class, it's an easy fight, easy money. If the money is right, I'm in," he stated. Despite his interest, Canelo acknowledged the challenges Crawford could pose. "I don't like to fight guys like Crawford. He moves a lot, and those fights aren't great. But I saw his last fight, and he doesn't move as much now. If the money is right, I'm in. But remember, there are weight classes for a reason," he added.
Hardcore boxing fans, they know Crawford can beat Canelo just like they knew Bud was going to beat Spence. It's real simple. Real simple. You just got to know boxing in order for you to be able to say that.
This statement represents a significant change for Canelo Álvarez, who had previously hesitated to face Terence Crawford, citing the lack of recognition he would gain from defeating a smaller opponent. On the other hand, Crawford has remained persistent in his pursuit of the fight. Terence Crawford is prepared to move up 2 weight classes in pursuit of a showdown with Canelo Álvarez, aiming to cement his dominance in boxing. Aware of the physical disadvantages he would face, Crawford acknowledges that size will play a crucial role in the fight. Despite this, he remains confident in his ability to adapt, impose his boxing style, and overcome the challenge. Some analysts have expressed doubts about Crawford's ability to compete effectively at super middleweight. Their skepticism partly stems from his most recent fight, a points victory over Israel Madrimov at super welterweight, which lacked the level of dominance many had anticipated.
Over with now, or are we still waiting for that second fight to happen?
I don't know, man. I don't know. They still got to work things out and see where they go from there.
I know Tim Beasley just pulled around out there as an opponent. What do you want Crawford to do?
Despite lingering concerns, the potential clash between Canelo Álvarez and Terence Crawford has captured the imagination of boxing fans worldwide. The combination of power, speed, technique, and charisma from both fighters promises to deliver an unforgettable spectacle. Canelo Álvarez has long adhered to a tradition of fighting twice a year, once in May and again in September, with the latter aligned with Mexico's Independence Day celebrations. Since 2022, he has consistently scheduled his bouts during these months, and it is widely expected that he will do so again in 2024. As speculation grows over his next opponent, Crawford has emerged as a strong contender for Canelo's first fight of the year. With Canelo showing little interest in facing David Benavidez, the mandatory World Boxing Council, WBC, 168-pound challenger, a matchup with Crawford is becoming an increasingly intriguing possibility. Clip. Although the potential fight between Canelo Álvarez and Terence Crawford has garnered significant media attention, many view it as more of a spectacle than a competitive matchup. Crawford currently fights at 154 kilos, super welterweight, 2 weight classes below the super middleweight division where Álvarez reigns. Despite this, both Crawford and Turki Al-Sheikh are pushing to convince Álvarez to accept the fight, with Álvarez reportedly asking for $150 million to make it happen. From a sporting perspective, some argue that a fight with Crawford may not be as compelling, especially considering Álvarez's hesitance to face David Benavidez at 175 kilos. This opens the door for other intriguing possibilities for Álvarez to kick off 2025 in the ring. One potential opponent is Christian Billy, a 29-year-old Frenchman with an undefeated record of 28-0. In his most recent fight in August, Billy defeated Sergey Derevyanchenko, positioning himself as a contender for the World Boxing Council title. Another possibility, William Skoll, 23-0, the International Boxing Federation challenger, was previously ruled out after Álvarez refused to face the Cuban fighter, resulting in the IBF stripping him